welcome to a new video from me. It's the first video in English. I know my English is not perfect and I have probably a really strong German accent, but I want to tell you more about my experience at the yoga teacher training retreat where I've been in Mexico in February 2023. Yeah, we have it's this year. And yeah, I did it in English, so it's an international thing and everybody can do it and everyone can go there. So I thought I will tell my experience in English so everyone can understand it and can go there if he or she want to. And yeah, oh my god, it's weird to talk in English. And I think it's the first time I can hear me on camera when I cut the video, but yeah, I hope it's fine for you too. In total, the whole experience was a really roller coaster of emotions and everything. It was exhausting in some situations, but it was also one of the most interesting time of my life. I learned so much about me and about yoga, of course. One thing also for me was really hard to be 24/7 with random people. Normally I have my own room here or whatever. I love traveling, I love go outside or go partying, I love to meet new people, but I also need my space to rethink everything and to reload my social battery. And there I only had a shared room. Of course you can also book a single room, but it was more expensive and I wanted to don't spend that much money only in the room. And yeah, we always needed to be on time in the room, and the breakfast was on a special time and the dinner and lunch and whatever. So that was for me a really hard challenge at the beginning, but I changed, or I saw the change during the 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. At the beginning it was really hard for me, and after 1 week my body was used to the schedule and to be with the people, and after the time you get to know the people better, so it was also a bit easier. And yeah, so my body get used to the routine, and that shows me again everything is just a routine, but that's not a thing. I will go from the beginning to the end, and yeah, you will hear everything about it. And so how did I find the thing, or how did I come up with this idea? I was looking for something I can do during my semester holidays, and at first I wanted to go traveling, but it was the first time for me completely alone and for 1 month far away, because I don't wanted to be in Europe in February because it was cold. Then a friend from the university told me another friend is doing a yoga teacher training in Vienna, and I was, oh, that's nice, and I was looking in the internet and I found La Casa Shambhala where I did it, and luckily they had 1 or 2 more spaces, so I really booked it spontaneously, I think 1 or 2 weeks before I left. So yeah, I booked this and I booked my flight, and then I was in my flight to Mexico, to Cancun, and it was, oh my god, I hope there are not too crazy people, not too many yoga gurus, like really, I don't know. Sometimes if you hear yoga, you think about it really like a shamana. I don't know the word in English, but yeah, something like this. But no, it was not. They picked us up at the airport, and there we were 10 people in total, I think. 10 or 11, 10. 10 at the beginning, then 1 boy left, so at the end we were only 9. And it was completely mixed. People from the Netherlands, Belgium, the US, France, yeah, I think, Spain, yeah, so it was German, so it was completely mixed, and the age was also between 22, so me and another girl were the youngest, and we also had 2 older people. They were like 60 or 50, something like this, so, and some were 30, so it was completely mixed, but it was fine because everyone was open and nobody knows someone. Okay, some friends there were, but that was fine. Also, the level of the yoga was completely fine. I do some yoga here in Vienna. I have a yoga studio, so I know yoga, but I'm not really good in it. But other people did yoga really, really long, and other people just did yoga once or twice before. So it was not, you don't have to be good or perfect in yoga. You can go there whenever you want to be a teacher or just to have a new experience. You don't have to be a teacher after this, but you can if you want. Where we lived, it was a really, really nice place. We lived in a villa between Cancun and Tulum, and we had to walk 30 minutes from to the next small town or city, town. So it was in the middle of the jungle. At the beginning was a bit scary because I knew I had to be there for the next 2.5 weeks and I can't really go or leave. Of course I can leave if I want, but there's nothing around. But it was a really, really nice place. You saw the stars in the evening. You can see the Milky Way. You heard jungle. You saw animals and everything. So it was a perfect place for this retreat because you were really. There were no chance to go to a bar or to go out or to go shopping, whatever. So your body had the space and your head had the space to calm down and to relax and just to be there in the moment and to live and to learn and to do this experience, to have this experience and to maybe do something different than you normally do. So yeah, I really loved it. Yeah, then next to us 10 or 9 people, we had 3 teachers, 2 yoga teachers and 1 also teacher, but more she organized everything, like that everyone is fine and if we need something and the money, I don't know, everything like this. When we arrived at the first day, it was Sunday. We had a little ceremony at the beginning and everyone told his name, and then the first question was, what are you ashamed of, or what are you ashamed for? I think that was the first thing I thought, wow, okay, that's a bit different. Normally you tell something about your hobbies or about your family. I don't know, the typical question you have to answer if you're in a new group, but this was a question where you can open yourself to the others. You learned something about the others who are, yeah, you know a point about them. They are not, they are insecure. So yeah, it was a really nice but hard question because I never thought about it, and I was the first person in the circle and it was, oh my god, what can I say now? It was nice to hear that everyone is valuable. Everyone has a part of himself, of herself, where she's broken or not safe, something like this. And then after the first round and the first games, we got our schedule for the week and it was really tough. We started every day at 7 in the morning in the Shambhala. Shambhala is the room where you do the yoga, and so we had to be there on time, so we had to wake up earlier. And the day goes until 8, 8:30 in the evening, and it was full packed of things to learn. In the morning we started every day with meditation and pranayama. Pranayama is a breathing practice, and after 1 hour of this we had 1.5 hour a yoga class. Every day it was different and the teacher switched the style of yoga, sometimes hatha yoga, vinyasa yoga, a mix between. Yeah, it was really nice. At the beginning it was hard because 1.5 hour of yoga is long, but at the end of the 2 weeks it was like, oh yeah, 1.5 hours over, it's fine. So it's crazy to see how the body changed in 2 weeks. And after this we had breakfast. I looked down because I have there my notes, and oh my god, the food was amazing. At the beginning I thought it was, do I get full? Because it was only vegetarian it was vegetarian, but it was only vegetarian food. And we did sport all the day, but it was completely fine. It was so good. We all ate too much, and they had dessert every day after, not every day, but most of the days after lunch or dinner. So food was amazing. It was not only Mexican food, it was mixed, so it was perfect. Also for the people who traveled before Mexico, they was a bit sick of Mexican tacos, whatever, the food. And so it was perfect for them. For me it was fine because I just arrived in Mexico. Then after breakfast we had a silence ceremony because every day someone different had to be silent for 24 hours. And we always started with a song and we danced. And then when the song was over, you got a sign like a chain with look at the chain where it says silent, and then you had to be quiet for 24 hours. No phones, no books, no music, no talking. And yeah, after 24 hours you gave the sign to the next person, and then again. And that was a crazy experience. I was in the second week, so I knew what will happen during the day, and at the beginning I thought it's hard and I will miss my phone, but that was not even a point in 1 second, so that was no problem. We had something to do the whole day with yoga and learning, and in the break we could be at the pool and everything, and in the evening I was tired, so I could go to bed really early. But for me it was the hardest to not be in the conversation at the table during eating. That was the time where we could get to know each other, and when people had a nice conversation or I just wanted to say one sentence, I couldn't. So I felt really useless during the day. So I was happy when the 24 hours were over. I think it would be easier if everyone would be quiet, but then it would be not the challenge we had. So yeah, it's fine. And it's only 24 hours. It's not that bad. But yeah. Then I can tell you a bit more what we learned. Not exactly, but yeah, we had different subjects. We learned something about yoga history or teaching techniques or anatomy, like the bones and everything. Asana clinic, that was my favorite part. That was in the afternoon, mostly in the afternoon, and we learned every posture and how to do it, where to take care, how to cue the postures. We were just a little group of 10 people, so the teacher had time to look at each of us and correct us, and yeah, that was my favorite thing every day. I always, yay, in the afternoon we have Asana clinic. That was really, really nice. Then we learned something about Ayurveda and the philosophy, like the 8 limbs, the mantras, yamas and niyamas, then karma. We learned something about the different pranayama styles and breathing techniques, about the chakras and how to adjust the different postures, how can we touch the people if we are in a yoga class. Yeah, and every day after the lunch break we did yoga nidra, and we did it every day, so we did it 16 times, 14 times, I don't know. And at the end I was, oh my god, I can't hear it anymore. If you want to know what's yoga nidra, you can Google it, because I really like it. I like it more now than in the yoga retreat, because I can see the good effort of it to relax in a short time and to have energy after it. I sometimes use it now in my daily life if I have to recover fast. Always at the end of the day, we finish the day with the yin yoga, and yeah, it's really relaxed and chill, and it's another kind of yoga. If you didn't try it, it's nice. We also learned about the neti pot. I think I have a video where I did it, I can show it. It's something like a nose shower. I don't know if it's the word in English, but you put salty water into the one nostril and you let it run through your nose out and the other side. And we had to do it every second day. For me it was okay. It was a bit weird at the beginning because everyone is cleaning his nose and you know, okay. But I felt how good it was, and you have to know about it because it have to be salty but not too salty, and the warm water have to be the perfect temperature. Has to have the perfect temperature. And also if you're ill, then you can do it at home. Maybe you just look up before how it really goes. But when I was ill, when I came back home, I also did it and it was a really good feeling. One crazy thing we also had a chance to do is the temazcal. It's a traditional Middle American or Mexican ceremony for cleaning from inside. And we had to pay for it, but most of us we did it, so it was not that expensive. And it takes about 2 hours and it's like a sauna. You're in a small room, small house. There's a shaman, a guru, and he is doing the ceremony with you. And there's like a little fireplace in the middle of the room, and they put hot stones into it, and it gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and you sing in there and you feel, and it's crazy. When I was looking it up in the internet before, it doesn't look like the same we did it. In real life it was different than I saw the pictures, because on the pictures it always looked really big and not that dark, and yeah, the room is dark, and I really liked it. If you have the chance to do it in the area around Mexico, or maybe in Tulum in the area, then do it. It is from the Mayas, so it's a traditional thing. You have to know the place, or you have to be sure that the place is good and they don't do it only for the money. But if you can do it, try it, because I think it's a really interesting thing, and it's the culture, a part of the culture, and I can recommend it. At the end of the retreat, we all need to do a yoga class. So during the week, or during the 2 weeks, we got the techniques how to do a yoga class. We learned about the postures, and they gave us a structure how to build a yoga class. And during our free time and after lunch, we had time to build our yoga class, and it was way harder than I thought, because I did yoga every day, but I just did it what the teacher said. So I just go with the flow. I just went with the flow. But if you have to build your own yoga class, you have to think about the beginning, about the meditation, how to start, what to say. Then you have to build something what makes sense. So you can't go from this to this to this to this. You have to flow. Yeah, it was not that easy, and I was really excited, nervous at the beginning, but when it was over and they gave us the feedback, or gave me the feedback, I started to love it. It was so nice to see what you did. The people did it with you, and they were happy after it, and they liked what they do. So yeah, I like it. I really liked it. And then we ended the retreat with a really beautiful closing ceremony. It was amazing. It was, yeah, we got like a little family there, because we get to know each other really good, and we spent a really intense time together. The next day we all had to leave the retreat. Some people went traveling like me, and some people went back home. And we still have a WhatsApp group where we can share our thoughts, and if someone is giving a yoga class, they write in there, or if any questions, we can write in there. But in total it's over, and when I came back home, or the time I had after the retreat in Mexico, it was crazy. I had so many thoughts in my head, and I tried to organize them everything, and to clean everything in my, I don't know how to say it was. I think I never felt that happy in my life before, but it was something different. It sounds a bit crazy, I know, but one day I lie on the beach and my stomach was like butterflies and my heart was bumping really fast, and I was smiling and I just felt the sand under my feet and the warm wind, and I heard the ocean, and I was like, oh my god, what's happening right now? And I fell in love with myself. I was in love with myself, and I was so happy like I was in love with myself, because I realized I don't need anyone or something to be happy. I'm just happy with what I have and what I can do with my body, and I'm brave enough to go to Mexico around, fly around the world and be there on my own to meet new people. Yeah. So for me, the experience was crazy. I also had some moments in the retreat where I was like, oh my god, what I am doing here, and I was crying because there was something moving inside of me, and I was thinking about things I don't really like, I don't know. Yeah. And I tried to take the things I learned there into my life here. Some days it works, some days not, but life is a process, and I think it's normal that one day you feel better, then the other day you don't feel that good. But I think it's good to know that if there's a bad day, there will also come a good day. And if you have a bad day, what can I do to have a good day again or to feel better? That the teachers, they were amazing. You saw that they know so much about what they tell you and what they do, and they were also gave you the feeling they had to learn. They still had to learn. So there's, yeah, you will never be a perfect person, but you have to try to give your best and everything. And I could feel that they live like this, and they gave me the feeling to grow every day. And I think that's one of the that's one of the most important message you can give to someone. I don't want to say too much to go away from the topic. Okay, and now to the price. I think that's also really interesting. In total, it was 18 days, but we had the arriving day and the leaving day, and both days were free. So on Sunday we could do whatever we wanted. One day we went to some cenotes around the place, and the other day we went to Playa del Carmen, but we needed to pay these days by our own, the food, the drinks, whatever. So in total we had 14 days of the retreat, of the training, with breakfast, lunch and dinner included, and the accommodation and the transport from the airport at the first day. We also all got a book with the learning stuff in it, and I paid $2,600 for the retreat. I know it's not cheap, but for me it was totally worth it, especially with all the things I got, and yeah, also the place where I could sleep, the villa, it was nice. So yeah, it's fine. And in dollar, so if in euro it's a bit less. Yeah, I think that's all I can say about it. I'm really happy I did this, I can say. If you have any questions about the retreat, about something I didn't explain really good, I don't know, then write a question, write down below in the comments, or just write me a message on Instagram. And then I hope you liked the video. Take care and see you next time. Bye!